What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Zone 864 TV. I am your gracious host, Mr. Zone 864. You're up tonight with the late night king in effect. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? As you enter the stream, whether you're watching live or recorded, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. Go ahead and share the live stream. Let's get it cracking. Thank you for being here with me tonight. In some places, thank you for being here with me this morning. Because y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. We are up in booty clapping hours. We are up in cheek clapping hours. Titty bouncing hours. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If it's in your heart, show a player some love. Show a player some love. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Let's go ahead and start the show.
Kept it gang, and I didn't switch. Ay.
Rubirosa.
Yo, what's up, nigga? Word. See my mind fame, get it rich. Kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fall and see me ballin', baby, switch. On the road, the richest sliding in the coupe. Fuck your bitch along the way, I ain't say oops. Not my bad. Where I go should always be equipped with hoops. Why? I'm a baller, Gatorade, my favorite juice. Oh my. Haterade, what you sippin' on? Get some money, quit the trippin' before I get you gone. I be whippin', I be dippin', I be in my phone. Every time I get the money back, I call it scarring. And you got no shots. None. Even if you had a Draco, it'd be no shot. Not one. I'm a certified dealer, you had no blocks. I came in this game rich, you had no guap. Facts about me. Word. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fall and see me ballin', baby, switch. Don't come to me for favors, cause it's getting boring. I go from looking out for him to looking for him. Keep the pens, you niggas can't even touch my hands. I'm doing an MC Hammer dance while I'm touching bands. Only ones I'm showing love to is my fans. Just because we are related, that don't make you fan. I'm in the game, you on the bench, riding all that wood. Niggas want me dead or worse, broke in the hood. See my mind fame, get it rich. Kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. Hey man, all these niggas come around me, I'm starting you off with fucking zero. I used to start niggas off with 100, but now I got no faith in them. It don't make no sense. They always let you the fuck down. Niggas do not be 100, nigga. They only be 85.
I'ma buy Benz, cause that's what niggas do. Right. You understand me? I'ma smoke weed, cause that's what niggas do. I'ma pack a gat, cause that's what niggas do. You understand me? I'ma get drunk, cause that's what niggas do. You understand me? I'm not gonna change just cause motherfuckers got money.
Hey, so what
Yeah, man. We bike up in here. Shout out to the big homie DeBell 5000 up in the chat. Kicking it late night with the late night king. Yeah, we up in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? The chat is there. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, I'm here, niggas. Yeah. Show the love in the chat. Show the hate in the chat. Either way, I don't give a fuck. You know, all publicity is good publicity. That's the era I come from. That's the school I come from. Trying to make sure I got all my settings and shit right here. Let me see. Orlan. Yeah, man. It's been a crazy week, man. It's been a crazy week, y'all. What's today? March 24th? Friday? Yeah, we made it to the weekend, niggas. So, probably gonna go about 45 minutes to an hour. Y'all know how I do. I don't be trying to be on this goddamn microphone for no longer than that. You know, I don't do a whole bunch of reactions and screen sharing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I just talk. I just turn on the microphone and talk. I talk to y'all like I talk to myself. Literally. Because I don't be talking to motherfuckers. I just be talking to myself all day, a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm my own therapist. I'm my own therapy. You know? When shit get to going crazy, gotta check self. Gotta talk self. You know? So as you guys can see, the title of the broadcast is the Cain and Abel effect. We're going to talk about that just a little bit later. But I actually wanted to share a story right quick I saw on Twitter. Did I save it? Yeah, I did. So, as many of us know, right? We live in this new society now where men can be women, women can be men. You know, we live in a society where the powers that be allow children to identify with whatever they feel like they identify as. And so when I was on Twitter, I came across this story on the New York Post, and it was about a trans person. And basically what it was saying is that it was a trans flight attendant who, I guess, who was famous or who had some type of commercial. He self-deleted himself. And in his deletion note, it said, sorry I could not be stronger, right? So the note says, as I take my final breaths and exit this earth, I would like to apologize to everyone I let down. I am so sorry I could not be better to those that I love. I am sorry I could not be stronger. To those that gave me their everything, I am sorry. My effort was not reciprocated. Please understand that me leaving this note is not a reflection of you, but the result of my own inability to turn myself for the better. To Ashley, Cynthia, Regine, and Sophia, I am so sorry. Please remember me for the good memories we have shared and never for my downfall. I will see y'all again on the other side. So I found that interesting, and I wanted to share that with y'all because we are living in some crazy times. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat the shit. We're living in some weird times, right? And so the way that I see it is that what the fuck it was all the voting and the legislation. What is all this shit for if people like this are going to end up deleting themselves anyway? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like you started off as a man, right? You started off as a man and something wasn't right. Whether it was spiritually, mentally, I don't know if something happened to this person when they was a kid that like altered their mind or whatever. So then, right, we had a president who came in and who changed some laws and basically, you know, told society it's okay to be a rainbow. You know, it's okay to be a part of the alphabet, right? And so this is what the person looks like. I don't know if y'all can really see it like that. But that's what the person looks like. And you know, like with the homies, you know, when we talk about these kind of subjects, you know, I try to be lighthearted. And see, the thing is, you know, me being a musician, me being around people who have worked with record labels, who have did background singing for artists. When you're in that industry, it's what comes with the industry, you know, and you have to accept it. That doesn't mean you have to partake in that culture, but you have to accept it because that's how you get your bread. Like, and for the most part, a lot of those people who live that lifestyle, for me personally, they good people. You know, like a lot of those people, they don't like the fact that their lifestyle is being put out here the way that it is, like in a negative light and pushed on people. They don't like the fact that it's just being pushed out. And they never really speak up on it because, you know, it's kind of like when you're in that community, it's kind of like if you say something, even the slightest thing, people start looking at you with the side eye. So I've had conversations with people who are in that community because, like I said, when you're in the music business, or even when somebody in the industry is contracting you for something, or you're working with somebody, you're going to be around that environment. A lot of these musicians, a lot of these people, I mean, they don't even hide it anymore. Like, it's so obvious, like, how they are. So, and me being a spiritual person, I've had to learn how to maneuver, and I've had to learn how to, um, kind of be professional and not really try to put my opinion too much in it, because at the end of the day, if I'm, engineering a studio session, or if I need to go into a studio session and help with the songwriting portion of a song, or try to come up with a melody for a track that was already in progress, I'm there to do a job. I'm not necessarily there to fraternize and to be friends like that. Same thing in the corporate world. I'm there for the money. I'm not necessarily there to make friends. And the older you get, the money becomes more important. And the focus becomes easier for you to actually do your job. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's about the reputation. It's about getting the job done. But I referenced that story because it's like, damn, like I said, you started off as a man, something wasn't right. You did what you needed to do. You got the surgeries. Hell, you got commercial time. You became a woman. You became a woman. Even though you were born biologically a man. And even after you do all of that adjustment, all of that changing, you still delete yourself. You still delete yourself. The bottom line in that story is that when you got issues, the only way to resolve those issues, first of all, is to accept that you have issues. And I reference that because a lot of these people that are going through that issue, where they feel like they want to change from one sex to another, it's the same thing. And I say that to say that you changing from, this is just my personal opinion, you changing from one sex to another sex is not resolving nothing, because you never resolved anything in the first place. So as long as you're running away from your problems will always chase you. Even if you started off as a man and changed yourself into a woman, you never dealt with the problems that you had when you were a man. So now them same problems is going to chase you into womanhood. It's going to chase you into so-called womanhood. So anybody that's listening to this on YouTube years on down the line, or tomorrow or next week, understand that if you don't deal with your problems, you can try to, run as far away from your problems as you possibly can. If you don't resolve your problems, when they catch your ass, it's going to be a motherfucking problem. Best believe that. When I read that story, I was like, wow, that's deep. You did all that just to end up in the pine box anyway. And I've been having some issues for the first time, which now I'm talking about something different now. I've been having some issues with my love with my daughter. And the shit is crazy because, like I done went above and beyond for this little girl. Shit. When she was a baby, I was a stay-at-home dad. And I told this story many times, right? Baby's born. Me and her mother, both young, early 20s. My daughter's mom had started a good job at that point in time. So I was in college and I was working 2 part-time jobs. So I said, shit, I'm not about to have my daughter up in some daycare and have random people. And I'm like, shit, I told my daughter's mom, you go ahead and work. You go ahead and work. You got hired for that position. You deserve it. You deserve that position. You go ahead and work. I'm going to take care of the baby. We going to make this shit work. So I stayed home and took care of my daughter. Took her to the doctor's appointments. Took her to the, the park. And at that point in time, me and my daughter's mom, we shared a car. We only had one car. So it would be sometimes where, I ain't have a car. I ain't had a car. So I would take, it didn't matter. I would take my daughter on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like you seeing a father in public transportation with his daughter in the stroller. I would have her on the light rail. I used to take my daughter to baseball games and stuff like that when she was a toddler, So she's 14 now. And for the first time in her life and both of our lives, we ain't been communicating like that because I have access to all of my daughter's social medias. I have access to everything in her phone. And her mom had sent me some stuff, was like, hey, did you see this? I'm like, nah, I ain't see that. So I reached out to my daughter. I'm like, like what's going on? Why are you posting this stuff on social media? That's dangerous. Like, and basically it was just some stuff I didn't like and some stuff she didn't have no business posting. So I told her, I said, look, you need to take that down. You need to delete that. And, and then that started like a ripple effect. And basically I told her, look, social media is not a game. It's not a joke. Because people don't understand that, like, social media has power. Words have power. What you say on social media has power. This is why they kicked Donald Trump off of Twitter, because they didn't like the stuff that he was saying. That's how powerful social media is. And I think a lot of us don't really understand that, And this is why we have to have good, solid people around us so that when we get in a place where we're about to crash and burn, you have somebody that can tell you, hey, you're doing too much. Fall back. Did you know that you did that? Did you know that you said that? What did you mean by that? explain. And see, I tell my daughter, I say the fact that you even have a father in your life is a miracle right now. Because half your friends, half of them got fathers, half of them don't. And out of that half, at least a fourth of the half that do have their fathers in their home, they're not really paying attention to their kids like that. They're not. I see the messages that they send to my daughter. Like, I hear the conversations. A lot of these kids are sad, depressed, from my eyes, from nothing, but who knows what goes on in these children's homes. And it's crazy because my daughter's mom called me and she called me a couple days ago. She like, she's really up. She's telling me, your daughter's really upset at you. She wants you to apologize for some of the stuff that you said to her. Yada, yada, yada. So my daughter ended up calling me yesterday, crying on the phone, and I'm not going to lie. I thought it was adorable when she called me crying because I haven't heard her cry like that in years. We had a brief conversation. We spoke. She's on a trip right now. I sent her on a little trip out of town for spring break so that she could, at least do something. So when she gets back, we'll be having a conversation face to face. And it's crazy because her mom was like, well, you acting like you're going to walk out of her life. And I'm like, look, I'm not going anywhere. Our daughter needs to understand that when she does something wrong, she's not above correction. Just because she's a pretty little girl doesn't mean that she can use those looks and have this stuck up aura that she can think that she's above the law. And in my household, even though we live in two separate households, that's still my household. So any man that goes in that residence, you're still in my house. So that's how the situation is. And I told my daughter's mom, I'm not going anywhere. She needs to understand that at this point in the game, she's a young adolescent who will be a young adult in literally about 3.5 years. So at this point in the game, my foot is going to be down every step of the way until she walks across that stage with her high school diploma. This is what's called tough love. And it's like, I don't give a shit how you feel about it. When I say do something, you're going to do it. And if you don't do it, there's going to be repercussions and consequences to that. And that's the kind of parent that I am. And I had to tell my daughter, you need to understand that what you say on certain social media platforms, it affects people. Because what if somebody reads that post and ends up doing something to themselves because they saw something that you put on your Instagram page? Then what? How would you feel? And I think that's what hurt her feelings, but she really wasn't understanding where I'm coming from. But I think now she has a better understanding of that because we had a brief conversation. Oh, hold on. Let me get a little bit fancy. The Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. The Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Send me your monies, man. Send me your monies, cause I was a broke nigga. I was a broke nigga, so I'ma need your monies. I need your monies. $ Z864PC. That's the Cash App. Go on and hit the Cash App one time. Go on and hit the Cash App one time. You know, show me how much you love me or show me how much you hate me. Send me a Cash App that say, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, Zone. You ain't shit. Hey, you ain't never lied, but I appreciate the Cash App. I appreciate the Cash App. So if it's in your heart, hit the Cash App and support the show. Yeah, man. So I do have to say though that being a parent is the best thing. Being a dad is the best thing that ever happened to me, man. Being a parent gives you patience because I think about myself before my daughter was born and I think about myself after my daughter was born. And it's a complete 180. It's a complete difference. So, yeah, I never thought, I know that, you know, children and their parents fall out at some point in time, but, it was just so unexpected and it happened so fast. So unexpected. I want to jump back to the first topic when I was talking about the trans person. And I apologize, guys, because when I do these live streams, most of the time I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't really have a set format. You know, I have a main topic, a few subtopics. I don't do a whole lot of research when I do my live streams. I probably should, but I was taught that the best way to say what's on your mind is just to turn on the mic and talk and let stuff come out. Because when you do a whole bunch of research and shit, sometimes what you really want to talk about is not organic or it doesn't impact or hit as hard as it really should. So I try to do a little bit of research of what I want to talk about and turn on the mic and talk to you niggas. I try to be a voice of reason, you know, because a lot of niggas today, they don't want to be the voice of reason. They don't want to use the knowledge that they have to better themselves, to better. I don't think people really understand the influence and the power that they have. People really don't understand the influence and the power that they have behind these microphones and these cameras. They really don't. Like this whole podcast and shit, even though it's been around for years, is really in its infancy still. Think about 10 years from now. You know what I mean? You go back and you watch your shit. People go back. This shit is important. This shit is important, man. Like we are really, we are the modern day philosophers of our time. We are the modern day social engineers of our time. We are the modern resistance of our time. We are the black sheeps of society. Oh, and if you're talking about masculinity, don't even get me started with that. If you're talking about being a man and being a father and taking care of your family, working till your hands get blisters. Oh, you're just the most horrible human being. You ain't shit. You hate women. You hate other men. You hate gay people. You hate straight people. You're the most evil person that ever walked the earth. But then when it's time to go to war with China, or when it's time to go to war with Russia, or when it's time for some type of protection to be enforced, oh, where the men at? Where the men at? Where are the evil, toxic black sheeps of the world? Where are they? We need some protection. We're under attack. We're about to endure an invasion. Where the men at? Well, I mean, ma'am, we're evil, remember? We are evil. Another story that I wanted to share right quick, and I just saw this before I actually started the stream. Hit that like button if y'all watching live or recorded, and hit that subscribe button if it's in your heart. And hit that share button too. Share it in the community tabs of your YouTube pages. Share it to your Facebook pages, and share it on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Damn, where did that story go? Oh. And happy Ramadan. Happy Ramadan to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. We ain't supposed to be eating no food. We ain't supposed to be drinking no drink. We ain't supposed to be having no Sheshua chocolate for the next 30 days. Allah take the wheel. My gosh. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So happy Ramadan to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. Man, oh man. Wow. Let me find this. I apologize, y'all. Bear with the late night king, man. I'm not trying to rush nothing. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. I appreciate y'all. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world, but you're here with an ain't shit nigga on a Thursday morning, Friday night. Shout out to my brother. Okay, let's talk about it. He says, righteous fear undefeated. Motherfucking right. You're motherfucking right. Man, I got too much stuff saved in my Instagram. I need to take some of that shit out. Oh, shout out to the Couch Gang. Shout out to my brother Supreme 10 in the building. Yeah. Yeah, we got it popping over here right now. So okay, there's a story, right? Like I said, I literally just saw this story right before I started this live stream. So the executive of Porsche, the car company, appreciate that, Supreme 10. Appreciate that. So the executive of the car company, Porsche, has filed for divorce due to wife's dementia-like illness. So the bitch got dementia and he's initiating a divorce. So this article says, let's see. So Porsche executive billionaire filed for divorce from his wife due to her dementia-like illness. Sources close to the couple say that Wolfgang finds it impossible to live with his wife, whose declining health has permanently altered her personality. Let's see here. Claudia is reportedly unable to move without assistance and requires round-the-clock care from her daughter and housekeepers. The billionaire cited Claudia's illness as well as drastic changes to her personality as the reason behind the separation. Despite the car tycoon has reportedly become closer to the friend and former princess Gabrielle, I can't even say her whole name, in the past recent months. So basically, like I said, the bitch got dementia and now he want a divorce. Now, I'm looking at the comments, and of course, there's a bunch of chicks in here complaining, saying he ain't shit and men ain't shit and blah, blah, blah. But when you really think about the shit, like when you really think about it, if she can't remember shit, the marriage is like over. The marriage is over at that point if she can't remember shit. And there was a comedian in the chat that said, Tony Baker. He said, damn, till death do you part. He said, is till health issues do you part. Yeah. And not only that, come on, man. This is a white woman. She's the wife of the executive of Porsche. She gonna be all right. She's gonna be okay. She ain't gonna be like none of these ratchet ass bitches that's left to buy a dog and die alone. And a lot of these chicks in the chat that's leaving these messages are black. They asses, yeah. They trust me. This chick is gonna be all right. She's not gonna be like a lot of these broke, child deleting, single mothers in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, she gonna be all right. So ain't no sense in these chicks, trying to draw in sympathy. They best bet. See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I'm a perpetual student of life, because you're going to be learning shit until the day that you leave this earth. So what these bitches could learn is get yourself a fucking billionaire or a millionaire, and suck his dick so that in the event that, shit doesn't work out, at least you get taken care of for life. But these dumb bitches would rather be on all kind of universal income based programs getting the EBT cards and taking up all the WIC money, and they don't need no man. So they deserve what they fucking get. You know? The black bitches don't understand these white women out here. They are on a whole different ball game. They not playing the single mama Section 8 game. They playing the I'm gonna get a billionaire, suck his dick, and if I got dementia, I'm still gonna be taken care of game. That's game. I don't care what nobody say. That is game. That's game. Look, this lady, she served her purpose. She served her purpose. Let me see what Supreme 10 is saying in the chat. Kenny G has to pay $250 million to his ex-wife to help her fight him. See, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there. This is why we telling y'all. I know a lot of people say, get married and all of this kind of stuff. No, nigga, don't get married. People don't understand. When you marry a bitch, you're not marrying a bitch. You're marrying government zaddy. You're marrying government zaddy. In the words of Coach Greg Adams, you're going to be sleeping with a double agent every night. You're going to be sleeping with a double agent. And if she's smart, then she'll understand that, before we had government, before we had, state marriage, we had church marriage. See, a lot of people forget that. Because the spiritual marriage, that's really what it is. Look. Let me see what Supreme 10 say in the chat. What's my email? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I got so many emails. Hold on. Orlan. So my email, I'll put it in the chat right quick. Hold on. Okay. So it should be in the chat right now. Oh yeah, Supreme 10. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know about Kenny G. I know who he is. He plays the soprano saxophone. One of the coolest white jazz musicians. Fun fact. I actually played the alto saxophone. That was the first instrument I learned how to play. Yeah, man. But that shit there, yeah. when I saw that, when I saw that story about the Porsche executive divorcing his wife because of dementia, I'm like, yo, that shit is game. And like I was saying about the spiritual marriage, man, the spiritual marriage, the church marriage, that's the way to go. Because if you get married through the state, right? Think about this. In the Bible, it states that it's supposed to be God, man, woman, child. Well, if you get married through the state, it's going to be state, God, man, woman, child. The state is your God. I remember one time I was having a discussion with my pops. And you know they say that there's always a little bit of truth in humor, and he let it slip out. He said if my wife ever divorced me, I'm gonna just go ahead and give her the house, give her all the cars. And this was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. He said that, but they still married. Praise be to Allah, they still married. Let's see. Supreme 10 says Kenny G has to pay her $40,000 a month in spouse. See? $40,000 a month for fucking what? That shit is just. That shit is crazy. That's the whole benefit of marriage. We stay married, you get the benefits of marriage. We divorce, you don't get the benefits of marriage. That shit is fucking crazy. $40,000 a fucking month for what? That is insane. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I forgot to turn the air off. Normally I do that. If the air came on, I'm sorry, that was the heat. If that came on, that means it's 75 degrees. Yeah, my bad, y'all. But $40,000 a month for fucking what though? Like, just because you sucked a nigga dick for 20 years? Like, I mean, I don't know if they have any kids or anything, but I'm gonna definitely have to look at that story because that is just highway robbery, man. Like mm-mm. There's no way. There's no way that I'm signing any kind of marriage certificate. You niggas can get out here and get on one knee and marry these bitches if you want to. Supreme 10, this phone that I got right now, hold on. Yeah, this I got a new phone. So I got to sign into that email. So after this live stream, I'm going to check and see if I got it. Cuz I'm not signed into that Gmail on this phone. But yeah, man, that's crazy. one thing I want to say though, I want to circle back around to that first story I was talking about with the trans person that ended up taking their life. Um, what people don't understand, right? What human beings don't understand is that for you to be walking around on this earth with two arms and two legs and breathing oxygen, it's a miracle. Because people don't understand the process of how it works. You know, when your daddy is busting off in your mama, you are one of 300 million sperm racing to the egg. You are one of 300 million sperm racing to the egg. So the fact that I'm here, the fact that Supreme 10 is here, the fact that the Bell 5000 is here, the fact that Okay, Let's Talk About It is here, the fact that whoever else is listening is here, you're literally a walking miracle. And society is a dark place. Society is a dark place. And I want us to understand that we're literally born to be successful. All that other stuff, you know, being sad, being depressed, and you weren't born for that. You know how I know you were born to be successful? Is because I know that you were born to be successful because you were the one out of 300 million sperm that made it to the egg. All the other little sperm, they didn't make it. They died off in the womb. They were flushed out. So that's one thing that people don't understand is that every human being that literally makes it out of the womb and is walking around on two legs and puts on their clothes with two arms and is breathing oxygen is literally a miracle. And I think that we're just at a place in society where we just don't understand the concept of life. You know, I tell my daughter, I say, you know, you're here. You know, we just didn't make you for you to take yourself out of here. And that goes for anybody. You know, you're here. Make something of your time because this time goes by hella fast. We already in another day. We're already about to finish the third month of 2023. And next thing you know, we're going to be in June and July. Next thing you know, it's going to be December again. So, just remember that, man. Just remember that. I don't care what you're going through. Just remember that. You were one. Aaliyah got that song, you know, 1 in a million. You were 1 in 300 million. There's been a lot of stuff going on YouTube, as well as real life. And every time I'm in a situation, I always think about, you know, why is the situation happening? What could be the outcome of this situation? What started the situation? And I began to like think about I always think about my life like Like sometimes I'll be like, man, am I crazy? Or like, how am I even still here? Like, how am I that blessed? Because, shit happens. And I'll be, I think about all the friends I had, all the friends that I have now, the few friends that I have now, because obviously from a shorty on the playground until the time you reach adulthood, to the time you reach manhood, you're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose some associates along the way. I just recently had a nigga block me on Facebook. Somebody that I've been kind of rocking with for a decade now, who I kind of considered actually kind of as an OG. Um, um, he served in the Air Force, and we met when I was employed by the Department of Defense. And the nigga used to give me rides to work and all that. I mean, he was a solid nigga, traveled overseas, and I was stationed over here at Luke Air Force Base and in a different site, doing military stuff. And I wasn't actually enlisted in the military. I was just contracted with the military. So I didn't have to travel overseas with my work. But the shit, something, I don't know, man. The nigga said something on Facebook, and I said something, and I guess he must have got triggered or something like that. He cussed me out and shit. I thought it was funny because I thought it was playing. And next thing you know, I'm trying to reply to this nigga, and I'm blocked. I can't reply. Now I go to looking for his Facebook page, and I can't find it. And he and we have a few mutual friends on Facebook. And so I saw that he commented on our mutual friends' Facebook, which ironically, by the way, is actually my sugar mama. And and I tried to click on it, but the shit wouldn't let me click on it. So I guess the nigga like really got mad and really blocked me and shit. And it's crazy because I'm just like, when it comes to men, especially melanated men, it's like it never fails. It's like it never fails. And it's crazy because with my story, I was always a smaller dude. I was always a smaller kid. I didn't really get any real height on me until probably the 11th grade. I thought I was always going to be, 5'7", 5'6". I thought I was going to be short. And I didn't really get any weight on me until probably about that time, probably until my junior year of high school, because I started lifting weights and stuff like that. So, your body's going to naturally put on muscle and shit like that. So what I'm saying is I had to work, it seems like a lot harder because of, I didn't naturally have that genetic makeup of, muscles and all that. Like I had to work for all that. So I was constantly, we did football drills and shit like that. Like I was constantly picked on. Like I was constantly tested. I was constantly, played tricks on. I was constantly messed with. I was constantly told I was corny. I was constantly told that I was nerdy. I was constantly made fun of because I didn't sag my pants. I was constantly made fun of because I never wore Jordans. I ain't even get my first pair of Jordans until my daughter's mother. Actually, I think I bought myself one pair of Jordans, but I think it was like either for a birthday or for Christmas. My daughter's mother, she bought me a pair of Jordans. So I was an adult by the time I bought myself my own pair of Jordans. You know, whatever what was cool amongst like the popular people, it never really resonated with me just because I've always been my own person like that. And it never really dawned on me until, I became an adult. So I'm saying all that to say that as far as being a man, as far as being a tough, I've been constantly tested all the way up from childhood to adulthood, into manhood, to fatherhood. My manhood has been constantly tested by other men. And it seems like a lot of men, I don't know if it's because they naturally have swag, or they naturally have this thing where maybe the girls are attracted to them. Shit comes to them easy, that they just don't have to put the work in. And when that happens, you tend to take shit for granted. You tend to not be grateful for shit. And then when you see somebody working hard, sometimes that can cause a little bit of envy, which can turn into jealousy, and that's really dangerous. Every clique that I've been in, which also explains why I just like being by myself, and why I'm kind of an isolated individual. Every clique that I've been in from childhood to adulthood, when it comes to men, has gotten fucked up. It's all gotten fucked up. Whether it was over a girl, whether it was because a nigga came up and the other nigga had a problem with it, or I've been in situations where it's that nigga's way or the highway. Throughout my 34 years on this earth, I've never been in a situation with a bunch of dudes where it's mutual respect. And then I come on YouTube and it's the same shit. But I'm going to be honest, I think it's worse probably on YouTube, for the simple fact that we all in different states. We all in different countries. We're not in the same room. So things can kind of go a little bit further than they should. And, for, people not familiar with Cain and not familiar with the Abel story, as far as the Bible go, Cain was the firstborn. Cain was a farmer. Abel was a shepherd. Right? They were brothers. They both made sacrifices to God. But God favored Abel's sacrifice instead of Cain's. So what do y'all think Cain did? Cain murdered Abel. And so because Cain murdered Abel, God condemned Cain to hell. Well, technically, God condemned Cain to a life of wandering, to a life of abandonment from God, because Cain murdered his brother. And the Cain and Abel effect is alive and well today. You know, when we let's look at politics. You know, I remember when Barack Obama became the president. Unfortunately, I voted for him his first term. Like a sucker. When you look back in the grand scheme of things, who do you think Barack Obama was? Was he Cain? Or was he Abel? Look at the world. Look at society after Barack Obama's presidency. It's a lot more colorful. Don't you think? When Trump was in office, I never saw more people with money. I never saw more people balling in my life than when Trump was in office. The person who we thought was Cain was Abel. And what we see in here in the past recent days is the same thing that's been going on since the beginning of time. The Cain and Abel story is a story that will never get old. There's no man on earth that can tell me what to do. The only way to get me to do something is you're going to have to come impose your will on me. Guys, make sure y'all are hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if it's in your heart, show me how much you love me or hate me by hitting the Cash App and supporting this show. $Z864PC. Follow me on Twitter at Zone864TV. There's always going to be a Cain and an Abel anytime there's a group of men who come together to fellowship and grow. Talk about changing the world. Talk about how men can be better leaders in society and better fathers to their children. I don't do beef. I don't do beef. If it's one thing that I've learned and one thing that I've heard my elders tell me is that beef is not good for business. However, there's always an exception to the rule. You got to check, we can talk. You got to check, we can talk. I'll make it a show. I will make it a show. Hell, I'll come to where you at, or you can come to where I'm at. Hell, if the money's right, I'll even take the L. I will even take the L if the money's right. But if the paper ain't right, then what the fuck we beefing for then? You getting any money out this shit? Cause I'm not. I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm all about the money. I'm all about the money. Don't ever get me fucked up. I'm not one of these niggas who sit here and say, oh, well, you just read a book. And, I'm an intellectual person, but I'm about the goddamn money. And I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not about to go to war with any nigga on YouTube. I'm not. Because none of you niggas got the money. Who got $20,000? Any random nigga out there got $20,000 to send to my Cash App? You give me $20,000 right now. We can beef. We can set up the fake beef. And I'll take the L. I'll let you stream it. I'll let you stream me taking the L live on your YouTube channel. You send me $20,000, we can get it in right now. I will go on Expedia.com and I will come to your city and we could set up a scene. We could set up the cameras. We could draw a crowd. That's the price. You want to beef with Zone? That's the price. $20,000. Let's go. And you know why? You know why you got to pay me? Because my time is valuable. I don't give a fuck how many books you read. I don't care. I don't care if you met with Jesus Christ himself. I got to be paid for my time. You're not going to pay me for my time. What the fuck we beefing for? Just because you and I have different opinions on shit and we disagree on shit. And maybe I might not like what you're doing and you might not like what I'm doing. Who gives a fuck? Look, you never go back through my channel and see if you can find me talking bad about anybody on YouTube. Now, if you just a sucker ass nigga, just doing sucker shit, I might have to say something about that, depending on what the situation is. But anybody that I know in these YouTube streets, anybody that I've been in their live chat before, I've been in their comments before, that I might have sent the Cash App or a super chat to, I challenge anybody to go through my YouTube videos or go to any other person's videos, and I dare you to see if you can find where Zone is on anybody's panel or in anybody's live chat section. I dare you to see if you can find that. You know why you can't find that shit? Because number one, like I just said, niggas ain't worth my time. I already know it's a bunch of soft, weak ass niggas on these internet streets who are itching to make content out of anything that they possibly can. Because niggas is lazy and niggas is not creative. When I lay my head on my pillow at night, you know what happens? I hear melodies. I hear lyrics. I hear songs. And you know what happens when I wake up? I write down what I heard. Or I'll sing what I heard in my phone and save it so that when I do come up with a melody, then I can record it and send it to somebody. I've been that way my whole life. I used to think it was crazy. I used to hear shit and then I realized, oh, well, shit. My mom sing, my cousins sing, my auntie sing, my grandparents sing. This shit runs in the family. On both sides. I got an aunt that has a master's in music, in piano. I got a cousin over there in Oakland right now that's an actor, and she performs in theater for a living. So I'm like, damn, this shit ain't crazy. This is actually talent. It runs in the family. How many niggas do you know on YouTube right now that can turn on a computer screen and a camera and talk to you niggas for 45 minutes to an hour and a half to 2 hours without pulling up any screens? Everything that I'm saying to you, yeah, some of it I might have typed, some of these ideas, but a lot of this shit is off the dome. And I was going to work in radio. So, you know, when you do radio, shit, and you walk in the studio, got to be ready to go. So I'm not like a lot. I know I don't put out a lot of content, and maybe my content may be subpar. Maybe niggas might say my content is whack, but I'm creative enough to not have to diss niggas for likes and views. I don't have to do that. If you're not going to like my shit because of me, then shit, then you just don't like it. Simple and plain. Straight up like that. Ain't nobody on this earth perfect. None. Nobody on this earth perfect. We all take L's. The righteous fear, yes, I'm a part of that. And I know the slogan is righteous fear undefeated. Let me tell you why it's righteous fear undefeated. Because when somebody fucks up and somebody makes a mistake, at least the way that I see it, the way that I understand it, is that we correct that man. We have a conversation. That's what makes the righteous fear undefeated. The righteous fear is a unit. So that's what makes the righteous fear undefeated. when you're a person that stands above correction, you defeated yourself. There's nobody walking this earth that's perfect. Not me, not Supreme 10, not DeBell, not Okay, Let's Talk About It, not Mr. Goodbread, not The World Class, not Tommy B, not Mandrell. Nobody that's walking this earth is perfect. Now, some people might see this video, this live stream, and say, oh, this nigga's taking sides or whatever. If you want to say that I take a side, then that's on you. But what I'm saying is I stand for righteousness. That's what I'm saying. This loving person, this wanting to see men win, man that you guys hear and see in front of you right now, this shit didn't happen overnight. This took a lot of work. Because after my uncle died in 2019, I wanted to destroy everybody. And I went around making people's lives hell. Even my own family. Buried my uncle in 2019 in Greenville, South Carolina. And the next week I was in Mexico drinking myself to death. And if I wasn't careful, I probably could have drowned. Because I was right by a pool. And all it would have took was one slip and I hit my head and lose consciousness and fall in that pool. And I wouldn't be here talking to y'all today. And so after I felt such a hateful energy come upon me, I broke down. I said, I can't live my life that way. My uncle wouldn't want to see that. So I made a conscious decision ever since then, and I'm still a work in progress, that it's no beefing. I'm not going to talk bad about men, other than the men that deserve to get talked about badly. I'm not gonna sit here and try to stunt and floss on other men online. I'm not gonna sit here and throw my money in people's faces. I'm not gonna sit here and go to war with a nigga over a bitch. I'm not gonna fall out with a nigga over some words on the internet. Say whatever the fuck you want. Talk about my mama. Talk about my kids. Now, we would have to have a conversation if we ever met face to face. You know, don't get it twisted. Just because I've changed my ways, it don't mean I can't go back to my old ways. So I hope what I said was well received for whoever watches this, because the way that I see it is that some of the best information, the most brilliant minds are right here on YouTube, guys. I learn shit every single day that I didn't know before. The conversations that we have here on YouTube is not the mainstream conversations. They're not the stuff that we talk about here, especially amongst men. This is not mainstream. The mainstream media, we are light years ahead of the mainstream right here on YouTube. If we was to have a mainstream person pull up on one of these live streams right now, they wouldn't even know how to respond, because the conversations that we having right here on YouTube is light years of what's going on in reality. And the reason that we light years ahead of what's going on in reality is because we're not working for no corporation that's paying us to say this and paying us to say that. What we're saying is how we really feel, what we really think about, what it really is. And the way that I move is like, well, shit, if you don't fuck with me, then I'm just not going to fuck with you. If you don't rock with me, I'm just not going to rock with you. But I'm not going to, I want to make this abundantly clear. I want to make this perfectly fucking clear. And I've been this way before I got to YouTube. I will never fall out with another man or any of my niggas over a chick. I don't give a fuck if it's my own mama. I don't care if it's my sister. I'm not falling out with a man over a chick. I'm not going to be something that I'm not. I'm not going to portray that I live a certain way in life when I don't. Everything that I say on this microphone is 1000% authentic. Everything that I've ever said in a lyric or rhyme is 1000% authentic. You smarter than me? Cool. Teach me. You got more money than me? Cool. Show me how to get the money you got. You got small businesses? Wonderful. Teach me about business. You driving a Ferrari? Great. How can I get one? Show me how you got that. It's impossible. It's unless you got $20,000 to cash at me right now, it's going to be impossible to get me to beef with any nigga on YouTube. You're not that important to me. This is for anybody that's watching right now, that's watching recorded. Because I got real shit going on in real life. Matter of fact, I had to get some money today. Now, I should have went to the bank, but the bank was closed because it was after hours. So I went to a grocery store to take out some money, and it was a little over 1K, and because it was something I needed to take care of, and what was crazy about the shit is that like it was a black chick and it was a Hispanic chick that was working behind the register. Guys, when I told the chick how much I needed to take out of my bank account, um, do you know the black chick was like, "Oh, you about to pay child support, huh?" Do you know that without even knowing me, that's what she said to me? Now, for people that know me, I'm legally not on child support, but it doesn't fucking matter whether you're legally on child support or not, because you taking care of your child. That's child support, whether you're on it or off it. It's just that the bitches that put men on child support are some dumbass bitches, because what you've done at that point, you've just limited the support that your child is going to get. So shout out to my daughter's mom for not being a dumb, stupid bitch. But anyway, yeah, she automatically assumed that because I was taking that much money out of my account, that it was for child support. So that shit was crazy. And she got to asking me, "How old are you?" I said, man, I'm 34. "Oh, I'm in my mid 50s. She was like, well, at first she thought I was 28. She was like, "Oh, you look good." I'm like, "Thank you." But and then she was like, 34. She was like, "Oh, you young." She was like, you younger than the last dude or whatever. The last dude was 40. She was like, 40 is too young. I said, 40 is too young for what? Bitch, a 40-year-old will blow your motherfucking back out. I'm 34. What the fuck do you think I'll do with you? Bitch, I will murder that pussy. Shit, you say you in your 50s, that pussy probably already on life support, bitch. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, it was funny because I said, "No, I'm not on child support. Child support is for nice guys." The Latin chick said something, and I said, "No, I'm not on child support. Child support is for nice guys." And she said, and the Latin chick said, "What are you?" And I looked at her and I said, "What you think I am?" That shit is crazy, right? Because they don't know. They don't know that I'm a men's advocate. I advocate for men. I pay attention to social issues that affect men, and I talk about it with other men. I'm not one of these dumb niggas who don't know what's going on. I know what the fuck going on out here when it comes to men. Yeah, bitch. You didn't think I knew anything about this child support shit, huh? You thought I was one of these dusty random niggas who just, well, I gotta be a slave to my baby's mama. All this kind of shit. Nah, bitch. I'm educated on this shit. Got the nerve to be trying to say I'm on child support, and meanwhile, them fucking tight ass braids that you got is jerking your fucking forehead so far back, you over here looking like an alien and shit. Done fucked up your edges with all that hair braiding and perming and shit. Got the nerve to ask me what I do for a living. Bitch, it's none of your fucking business. Oh, why you can't tell me? 'Cause it's none of your fucking business, bitch. These women today, boy, they something else, man. They are something else. I thought to myself, you know what? this is gonna be the last time I take money out in somewhere that's not a bank. Because at least in the bank, they professional. They professional with it because they deal with money transactions all day long. Small transactions, big transactions. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all like the stream, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all for chopping it up with me. Hold on right quick. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Apologize for that, y'all. Looks like the internet is starting to act up on me. So with that, I guess it might be some kind of maintenance or something. With that, I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate y'all holding me down for almost 2 hours tonight. Make sure y'all hit the like button and the subscribe button. And yeah, Supreme 10. God definitely did save my life. All praises to the Most High. It's definitely a daily process to become a better version of yourself. And that's another thing too, man. That's another thing too that we have to really we got to really be aware of. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, man. You know, there's men that watch us, young men that watch us. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not going to lie, man. I want to see my brothers get back right. I want to see my brothers get back right, man. And one thing that we have to understand, this is what we have to understand going forward to my content creators, my male, my alpha men, my alpha men, my sigma men, the powerful and elite. Like I said, none of us are perfect. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I understand. I want us to piece this thing up. I want us to piece it up. I want us to make things right. Because we're far too intelligent, man. We're far too intelligent to not be grown men. And we have to understand that going forward, certain people are going to do things on their channels or their platforms that you might not like. It's just how it is. We have to allow freedom We have to allow people to, even if we don't like what they're doing, even if we don't like it, we have to allow that person to be themselves. And it doesn't mean that you don't have to, it doesn't mean that you can't support that person. You might have to support from a distance, but men are stronger together than apart. That's the way I feel about it. I just get tired of being a part of situations and the Cain and Abel syndrome happens all over again. So hopefully going forward, this situation can be resolved, because at the end of the day, the primary reason that most of us content creators, especially if you are a melanated person, melanated black person, so-called black person, most of us come online because we have information, because we might not like the things that are going on in society and we want to contribute to the conversation, because we want better for the next generation, because we want better for families, because we want better for other men. So, hopefully we can get back to a place where it's nothing but respect. Even if we don't necessarily agree with what people do with their platforms, it's kind of like when you go, it's kind of like music, Some people have their favorite artists and they love that artist, and then some people have, an artist that they think sucks, and they never buy that artist's album. They never go to that artist's shows. The one that they think sucks, they never go to that show. But the artists that they do like, they support that. And it don't necessarily mean just because you don't rock with one artist, it doesn't mean that you got to shit on them. You just, you just rock with who you rock with. You can not like somebody and still respect them, or respect the craft. So for anybody wondering, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I'm open to conversations, and that's where I'm at with it. I want to see us make it work. And we have to allow each other to do what we do, even if we don't like it. All right. Love you guys. You guys have a great night or good morning, wherever you are. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and leave a comment after the video. Hit the Cash App, support the show, $Z864PC. Also find me on Twitter at Zone864TV. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah, the gang, and I didn't switch. Hey.
Rubirosa.
Deal with ya, nigga. Wait. See my mind frame, get it rich. I kept a gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. See my mind frame, get it rich. I kept a gang, and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. On the road, the riches sliding in the coupe. Fuck the bitch. bitch along the way, I ain't say oops. Not my bad. Where I go should always be equipped with hoops. Why? I'm a baller, Gatorade, my favorite juice. Oh my. Haterade, what you sippin' on? Get some money, quit the trip before I get you gone. I be whipping, I be dipping, I be in my phone. Every time I get the money back, I call it scorn. And you got no shots. Even if you had a Draco, it'd be no shot. Not one. I'm a certified dealer, you had no blocks. I came in this game rich, you had no guap. Facts about me. Word. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fell and see me ballin', baby, switch. See my mind fame, get it rich. I kept it gang and I didn't switch. You said I had no paper, hater, yeah, you wish. You never fall and see me ballin', baby, switch. I'm kinda